Some of the questions you want to ask yourself before you file for divorce are, number one, and most importantly, am I seeking a permanent solution to what may be a temporary problem? I don't think that people do this that much, but they might. So sometimes you have to think about, like, okay, you think you want to get divorced from this person and they're being a pain in the butt and they're not listening to you, Is it like because of external factors that are going to come and go, maybe? Like, are they having a really bad time at work? Did somebody lose a loved one recently? Are they dealing with some mental health issues? And sometimes when they're happening to you, those events can seem so big and so huge and overwhelming and like they'll never end. But every storm runs out of rain, okay? So is this a storm cloud that you can weather and come out on the other side? Can people get some of the help and support they need on the other side? Maybe. And you want to know for sure before you cut that thing off. And, it's hard to put Humpty Dumpty back together again after that. Another second really important question I think you need to answer for yourself before you commence divorce is, can you sleep at night? Are you going to be able to sleep at night based on what effort you put in to try to make this thing work? Marriage is serious business. Nobody gets married thinking, oh, this will end in divorce. Or I'm not aware, not many people in any event. And so you can be thinking through for yourself, like, have I done everything to try to save this? Have we gone to therapy? Have I owned my own part in this problem? Have we maybe tried like couples counseling? Have I done my part to take care of myself so I can show up fully for the marriage? Because I think one of the ways you can do your future self a favor is by letting him or her know that you did everything you could. So later, when they're all moved on and happy and maybe have another baby, you're not going to be like, oh my God, did I end it too soon? Did I put my kids through all of this and I wasn't sure? So in my mind, you want to do everything you can to try to save it so that you can sleep at night for the rest of your life. And if you have, if you know it's not a temporary thing and you've done everything you can and you're going to sleep well at night, then it's probably time to consider your options. Divorce may be the right answer for you. It was for me at one point in time. There's this funny line from the movie Eat, Pray, Love, where someone says, having kids is like getting a tattoo on your face. You have to be committed. And I think that's true definitely second that about kids, but also about divorce. Getting divorced is serious business and you got to be committed, all right? Because it's tough. It's going to change every aspect of your life. And I know I can speak for women. I think guys too, they're only doing this when it seems like the only real viable option for what they need and what maybe their family needs. But look, I'd be lying to you if I said this is not going to affect your kids. It is. It is. And that's one of the factors and a very important, weighty factor that you're going to consider when deciding whether you want to take this course of action or not. But they did this study, y'all, where they looked at kids across I think they're called longitudinal studies, right? Like over a long period of time. And what they found was it wasn't the divorce itself that really messed with the kids and created all these problems. It was the conflict after the divorce and around the divorce. So just the fact that you're going to create two homes, look, that's not the preference. But if that's what you need to do, it's up to you and your co-parent to try to do things in such a way that minimizes the chaos, minimizes the conflict to support your kids' emotional well-being long-term. And I think if you can do that, everybody will benefit. Certainly you will benefit, and you're going to be able to sleep at night because you know you did everything you could to support your kids too. A divorce is a marathon, not a sprint. And I think when you are trying to decide whether to get divorced or not, leading up to it, it feels sprint energy. Hurry, right? And then dive for the finish line to grab the divorce with both arms and hang on to get it started. But the journey's just beginning at that moment. And it doesn't diminish. Like, I think the journey to decide for real that you've got to leave, you've got to do this, is arduous and hard. And I wouldn't wish it on anybody, honestly. But once you get there, oftentimes you're so worn out, you're so depleted, you just dive. Here's the deal. You may feel like you're at the end of your rope, but you got to tie a knot and hang on for dear life, because it's day after day after day for weeks, months, could be years. You're going to be dealing with this. And what it does, y'all, is it gives you a master class in understanding that peace is an inside job. It starts from within. You know this. If you're sitting around waiting to have peace till everything in your life is always fine, you're never going to be at peace. There's always something. Some of my good friends joke that there's going to be 5 problems in the day. So if you're only on problem number 2, you're doing okay, right? So that's how life is. It's just the problem du jour. But what divorce teaches you is you've got this big drama situation going on, but you still need to show up at work. You can't lose your job. You still got to show up as a parent, still got to show up at church, with your friends, with your mama, with your, right? Still got to keep doing all this, even though you have this big old drama. And so if you'll let it, you can get this master skill where one area being in drama doesn't have to rain on the entire other parade. You can just say, like, okay, I see you, divorce drama. I can't do a lot about you, and yet I'm still living my life. I'm not going to let it ruin my day. I'm not going to be tossed around like a Raggedy Ann doll in the middle of the ocean, okay? But you find this steady inner peace and calm and operate there. Once you do, the whole thing changes. You'll have a better outcome in your divorce. You'll make wiser decisions. You just won't be so angry or scared or freaked out all the time. But what'll happen, like from the perspective of a divorce lawyer, we'll get these people who are like, high alert. And we've seen enough cases and enough people. We're not on high alert. Hopefully you have a lawyer who doesn't go on high alert. Whatever you're telling them, hopefully they can just like weather it, and we're going to act, okay? And they're the voice of reason in the room. And so what you don't want to be, I mean, that's going to just, if you're that kind of person, you're freaking out all the time because you're in sprint energy and you don't understand it's a marathon, your whole divorce will cost you so much more money and take you so much longer. And then you'll be mad at your lawyer because like, it's taken forever. And they're like, you emailed me 13 times today. Like, what did you think was going to happen? So taking ownership for that, taking ownership for your own peace, and really settling in for the long term is the best gift you can give yourself during your divorce. The biggest adjustment I did not expect after a divorce was the quiet. I started having kids when I was 23 years old. My daughter's now going to be 18 this year, graduating high school. And when I got divorced, my kids didn't live with me primarily at first, which is the whole thing. What I was not prepared for, and this is whether the kids live with you primarily or not, it was just more of the time for me because they were there less. But what you're probably not prepared for is the way it feels when you close that door once they're gone. And I had 3 little kids, and they were 18 months apart and 15 months apart. So there was, since I was 23, always somebody wanting something, a Pop-Tart, a TV show, he hit me, she hit me, where's my socks, where's my soccer outfit, right? And when you're in the middle of it, you really just want everybody to be quiet for a minute. And then careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. And it is truly the definition of a deafening silence, that quiet. And for me, at first, it took me under. I remember the very, very first day, and I was the kids, I dropped them back off. They were going back to their dads. And I was coming back for a week without them. And going back in that house, I was in this like cookie cutter house, and drove into the garage and came in through the laundry room. And okay, at first, like I was just probably I was on my headphones, like doing something. And then I went and I was going to do some laundry and opened up that dryer and pulled out like 1 t-shirt, 2 t-shirts, 3 t-shirts, socks and shorts, and the enormity of the quiet and the fact that there were no little bodies to put those socks on in my house. I wasn't ready for it. I think I laid in that like ceramic tile floor in front of that little bitty washer and dryer and just cried and cried at first. And then, as time has a way of doing, it heals you if you let it. It has a way of taking disaster and turning it into dreams. And I just like get emotional talking about that because I really want you to know that I was a sobbing, literally moaning, ugly crying mess over some little baby socks in my laundry room at a cookie cutter, build a great house in San Antonio. And now I have a robust home full of kids, a new baby. I'm remarried. My business is doing great. I'm fulfilled. I'm satisfied. I'm living my dreams. And I bridged that gap. And you may say, well, Hannah, that's easy enough for you. You're da 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 da. Y'all, it's really a decision. And yeah, I've had some privileges and some legs up, but I'm from East Texas. My parents didn't go to college. It's not like, look, there are options available to you. So if you're in this moment where you're in the lay on the floor sobbing moment, I want you to hear me. I promise you, I give you my word. If you let it, time and your choice to become better instead of bitter will allow things to get better. It really is an option available to you.